How?
Hmm?
How you get summoned?
A warlock service? No. I'm gonna pay.
Oh, you mean you're getting one? I thought you were saying
Yes.
we got get we. I thought you were like, oh, I don't know where my head's at. Maybe I'm fucking tired.
You can invite me back now. I'm here.
Huh.
Pretty sure I could at least heal library without a problem.
Is that what you want to go straight into library? Because graveyard's pretty fun.
Yeah, graveyard, I will not. Oh no, wait. What is the priest thingy that drop off for fortitude? Is that bosses?
Oh, I haven't done. Really want to do Paladin.
I'll library's probably smarter. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Dude, I am super jealous of your mini painting skills.
I could, I could lead you to water.
No, I don't have that kind of ability. Well, I would not be able to do that on my own, but I think if I learned the skills, I could make one hell of a copy of something.
I feel like that's what I'm doing.
I mean, do you got a picture you're staring at to pick colors?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, still, that looks fucking fantastic. I don't know that I have the so okay. Here's a question that maybe you can answer for me. I've done some miniature painting. It's way sloppier than what you got there. How do you get the paint? Like, how do you paint a small details? The surface tension in the paint alone makes it
Okay, so
feel
like
impossible to paint at that scale.
I really struggled on. Dude, I just showed Hellface. He's Lord Relic. He's
Okay.
actually a healer, believe. Really fucking good.
I mean, I could see him healing undead things. It's,
So, there's a couple spots on his little white bat. Struggled really.
I mean, he looks, I don't know, dude, like he looks fucking fantastic. It doesn't matter if how hard you struggle if you fucking nail it.
Thank you, man.
And it you fucking nailed it, dude. It's beautiful.
I've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years, and
Nice.
I just started by going on Citadel's YouTube and like looking up the guys themselves,
Yeah.
and like the dragon I was sharing. Like that guy, they would have videos on their channel where it would be like, "This is how you do the horns," like every fucking.
This is how you paint his dick. It's very
Literally,
important.
man. If he had a
Very
dick,
important.
if they
You
had a
have to
dick,
get it right.
if he had a dick, they would have had a 15-minute video of how to paint the 4 dick layers. Because there would be a base, a shade, and probably like a fucking dry brushing and the.
So, but but how? Right? Like, I mean, how do you paint a small detail? Do you mix something into the paint? Do you...
Water.
Is it water?
That's it, yeah. Like, if I need to thin it down, it's water. Or, like, my dry brush, I'll just grab some out of the pot and saturate the shit out of it, and then wipe all the moisture. And now it's dry paint. I stream it on YouTube. I should just show it to you. I don't show this shit to people. I'll usually...
So wait, so you said you mix the paint with water.
Yep.
Then you do what?
So, like, if I need to do, like, a really fine detail, I'll mix it, like, with a lot of water.
And it's really watered down?
Yeah. But if I
And
need to do
still
a detail where it looks,
nice.
like, lit, or, like, I really need, like a tapered appearance, there's, like, I have shade paints, and I also do dry.
Like eyeballs is the kind of thing that I'm like, how the fuck do you do an eyeball? Or like specifically what I looked at your picture and noticed was like the scroll work, like the lettering on the scrolls, and the little white thing on the white of the emblem on his chest. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, the white emblem. I had to read that like 4 times. I kept fucking it up. The scrolls, that is the scrolls are etched into the plastic, right?
Yeah.
So, like, at first I base paint it with a bone paint.
Okay.
Then I layer it with, what the fuck's it called? It's called Seraphim Sepia. It's like a really watery sepia paint. And then after I use the watery sepia paint, it sets into this. I go over it back with the bone paint eye brush so that it looks all fucking...
Damn.
And again, I learned this all from YouTube. Citadel's.
And those candles look fucking amazing. I love them. Like the metal on the weapon. Like I see even the bolts look really good. Like I'm sure, like I don't know how much of that is like light shine and how much of that is actually paint making them look like that. But
There's a bit of both, yeah.
that's probably like one of the main things I miss about in-person tabletop RPGs is the miniatures. I've never had the opportunity to just whip out a big badass like dragon miniature or something.
Fuck yeah.
But
I miss that too, and like one of my favorite campaigns I played in this giant Star Wars. But like it was so visceral, like all the laughter and
yeah.
You know, just like how nobody can really fuck off and play another.
You know, I've got a big pros and cons list for in-person versus online, and I still can't pick which one I think is. Obviously, I'm late. Obviously, I do online more, but that's not because I necessarily think it's better, but it more easily puts tools in my hands. Like my biggest gripe about in-person is maps. I don't like, it's a me thing, but I don't like drawing black lines on a white dry erase board or a dry erase scroll. It's like, here's a rough map. Like I don't know, like mentally or internally I can't accept that quality of a map. And doing it online gives me the option to have really good maps and vision line, like doing vision or any sort of like do anything like vision or whatever, pain in the ass on a map in person.
That's true.
But like, so something like Foundry, I love it. I love it. Each party member can see what their character sees, and not what the other party members can see. It like, yeah, it kind of it video games it gamifies it a little bit, but there's no the engine driving it as a human. Like, so it's not a video game, even though you're moving your character around on the screen kind of like it was a video game. I think the important part is that it's still human driven.
Yeah.
And so, like, I can infinitely react to the infinite number of crazy things that are about to come out of your mouth, kind of thing. Like, and so that's the biggest weight on the pro side for the online. And it's a huge thing for me. And one, no one has to travel. I really enjoy providing ample food when people come over, so it's actually super cost effective for me to do it online because I'm not buying food to feed five to eight people.
I miss that, and I miss being fed.
I do too. But I'm just speaking pragmatically here. Like,
I guess
my budget thanks me.
It definitely does.
One night of food, and when I buy food, no one ever says, there just wasn't much to eat there, or there weren't a lot of options, or we ran out of food. No one says that. I buy way too much, way too many. Yeah, I do.
Fuck, I'm having one of those nights I can't even remember what I had for dinner.
I'm gonna buy less this time. I don't end up buying less. And while I love eating with friends, it's great. Again, just, it's not great on the wallet. For the amount that I spend on food for one session, it is like, I could buy so many source books. So many source books. Modules.
Don't you have all of them though?
I don't have all of them.
Don't you have the super bundle?
So I bought a super bundle. I have a lot of content.
Like the Ultra Omega $700 bundle?
No, I didn't buy that. And that would have been for 5th edition. I'm trying to get away from 5th edition.
That's right, I keep forgetting
in so much that that I don't want to give Wizards of the Coast any more money. I have the source material, and I can use D&D Beyond for free to read that source material, but I can't share that content with anyone, and I can't import those. I can't import them as compendiums into Foundry. D&D Beyond, or not, the Wizards of the Coast is partnering with Foundry to make Foundry VTT the official tabletop VTT for Dungeons and Dragons for now. I think they've had some setbacks on making their 3D VTT, so they're like, we need to get something up sooner rather than later, so they're putting a little bit of time and money into officially developing the 5th edition system for, like, it's on there, but like, I guess they're gonna make it like official.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it's good enough and there's enough content there, then yeah, I might still run some 5e stuff if it's not gonna get any money for Wizards. But yeah, I still got a lot of Pathfinder stuff to buy. Fortunately, I like that none of my players have to buy anything if they don't want to. All content is made freely available on the Archive of Nethys with
And this is Pathfinder again.
yes, this is Pathfinder. Paizo gives their blessing to have all rules and content, even new stuff, on Archive of Nethys for free. So it's
Pretty
you
neat.
don't get the artwork. You don't really get like the artwork, and you don't really get like the PDFs and stuff on Archive of Nethys, but it is a database of rules and stuff. Oh, I didn't realize you're already here. Let me run in.
Friggin' band-aids.
I'm sorry, man. But yeah, so I can take someone who has spent $0 on TTRPGs, and I can run them through Pathfinder 2nd Edition without them having to spend a penny, while they still have access to everything, because I have a perpetual license to Foundry, which runs itself as a to the libraries to the right.
Yeah.
So like Foundry, I don't have to. It's not a subscription or anything. It's a one-time, and it is when I run it on my computer, it just presents itself as a web page that users can access.
If one of those guys don't give you wisdom, let me know.
Sure. I have salve though. Huzzah. Whereas 5th edition, like, I don't know how I would run 5th edition for someone without asking them to spend money. Like, I can't get them any of the source materials or anything.
Really? Like you can't on D&D Beyond?
It's all, you have to buy all of it. They don't let I have to give them X amount of money per year to share my content with the group. Good thing I have a lot of water. Maybe one of these Paladins. Nice. Got one.
Salve is nice.
Oh yeah. Did you see? They're strongly nerfing melee hunter.
I know. I'm mixed feelings about it.
Hey Bala, I see you lurking there. Is Raptor Strike the one that had the high threat modifier?
No, there's no such thing for a hunter.
Oh really? I thought one of their melee attacks said this generates extra threat or whatever.
Meet again.
Nope.
No, I definitely thought that was the thing. Maybe
You
not,
might
but
be able to drink.
Holy crap! Like the melee hunters I've ran with, they generate so much threat just off the few Raptor Strikes. Instant 3k threat. It was awful. I hated tanking for one in a dungeon. I guess I should unstun you, huh?
I think Arius might need to do wisdom.
I got a wisdom from him.
My bad, dude. I can pause.
Res reset TP. What does that happy. Pally
Regression
power.
PP?
Oh.
Oh. I even have
Listen,
Pally
dude.
Power installed and I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, like, I only ever thought about Pally Power when I was playing on my Paladin in Wrath. When I wasn't on my Paladin, I pretty much never remembered that that existed as an add-on. Until someone mentioned, like, said Pally Power.
I barely know how to use it.
A lot of clicking. The only downside of you tanking so well is that I don't have anyone to bounce palm off of.
Maybe I'll stop running salve. Oh, we should run Graveyard to get Arius's book so he can have double blessing.
Yeah, see, we both,
I think we could use a Graveyard.
I wouldn't mind, like, for each reset hitting Vicious. Fuck the upper part of Graveyard, but, like, the Scarlet people up to Vicious, like, those are fine. And Vicious has a higher drop rate of the book, or at least that's what people farm for it.
I remember getting my book off of just like some random fucking ghost.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Blood Mage. It's who I've heard it, you farm for it, but yeah, I got mine off of some like random ghost in the courtyard.
You see, that's what I feel like I got my warrior book off of.
That's such a ridiculous drop rate though, God. Season of grinding is what I mean. It's the
Yeah.
kind of shit that makes people not want to play. I don't know if that's what people really wanted.
But I mean, there was a lot of grinding in vanilla. Like,
I know.
it took forever. Like, even like in era, it took forever to do or get anything or anywhere. And I mean, they're definitely sticking with that. But
You see, I finally got Algae Fist.
you lucky.
Oh, I should have let you guys sleeping bag.
I actually have a full 3 stack for the next 39 minutes.
That's not an equipped item?
No.
Interesting.
Later they make it a trinket, but in vanilla it's just an on use.
I hammered him, he hammered me back. It's a beautiful thing.
Ring. Ow. Oh fuck.
I should have DI'd you, fuck.
I have my back to the wrong.
Oh my god, there's more coming. Should have been a little safer with the pullback, I guess.
I'm sorry. I honestly, like, I forgot. I didn't realize that.
You are 28, right?
Yeah, I
Woo!
didn't realize there was a split there because I was talking. And yeah.
Maybe they really want that sleeping bag now.
Sleeping bag persists through death now, actually.
Oh, damn, everybody's coffeeed up already. I thought, wow. No, man, I blame the tank. Fuck that guy.
I mean, I think there's things either one of us could have done to change the outcome there. But ultimately, I wasn't paying attention and I ass-pulled them. Not realizing that there was a hole there with people in it.
Oh, yeah, I have DSAC now. Gonna have to use that someday.
Yeah, they give y'all a really nice raid cooldown. You know, fuck warriors.
I think fuck warriors is just a theme for season.
I mean, I'm not upset, right? They were the undisputed kings and it doesn't hurt me to see them in the middle or even towards the bottom, but it's super unfortunate that I decided to play one. And then that happens. I'll wait until it's clear.
Hoshi's right, though. We really do need some defenses.
I agree. My only defensive being on a 10-minute cooldown felt bad.
Warriors need some fucking miss insurance.
I had some ridiculous, like, 30% not hit rate on my shield slam. I'm like, I don't know, man.
What is it good for?
Ooh, spiky 95 on this chest.
Fucking... Let's gamble.
I didn't see, did everyone roll? No, one other person? knapsack is solid.
I didn't even notice that Hunter, bless his soul, he's not melee.
I think the rune to get to be melee is hard to get until 40, maybe?
Oh, gotcha.
I never really dealt with melee hunters until they were max level, so I'm thinking that might have been it. But, you know, with the nerf, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the nerf is effective or coming in Tuesday.
I just hope it's not a complete fucking bludgeon and makes it not work now.
I mean, it's 30%. Basically, their rune just doesn't buff their Raptor Strike by 30%. So 30% off their number 1 damage.
It's pretty big. I don't think it's gonna make people not want to be melee hunters, but you know, it's not gonna be like clearly number 1.
Sounds like a successful. If that is the outcome, and it doesn't drive everyone away from it, it sounds like a successful balance.
Agreed.
Like, you just can't play Lone Wolf and do full survival anymore.
Darn.
Oh.
I like Lone Wolf as a rune because I don't like pet management. So I guess I'm sad to hear that.
Yeah, well, pets are OP, and they kind of always have been, and we haven't touched that yet.
Yeah.
Well, they did touch like certain kinds of pets, but not really pets as a whole.
Agreed. And I don't think they're really going to be able to. Like, this just...
Yeah, I mean, it seems like their way of adjusting in SoD is to touch the runes in some way. A pet is not a rune.
Yeah. No, that's an upgrade whenever I can equip it.
Nice.
This Elden Ring DLC trailer kind of sucks, even though the game's going to be awesome, I'm sure. But this didn't get me excited at all.
Well, at least it probably won't be like Starfield, where the trailer got everyone pumped and the game was ass.
Yeah, there was a lot that went wrong with that game. Like the whole base building was a complete failure. Like, there's absolutely no reason to play that part of the game.
That was that Bethesda? That was Ubisoft, wasn't it?
Bethesda.
Bethesda? Yeah, I don't know that Bethesda knows how to make a good game anymore.
Well, I mean, everyone thought it was going to be Skyrim all over again. That's
Nah,
what
they
I thought.
they peaked with Skyrim, I think. No, the problem is, No Man's Sky eventually delivered on most of its bullshit promises. I don't think Starfield will ever have the revival that No Man's Sky received.
But No Man's Sky's, like, I put less than 100 hours into that. It was a fun game, but it wasn't like, you know...
I mean, 100
I
hours
want
in
this
a game
forever.
is okay. It's pretty... Like, I think any game that gets 100 hours played is successful. Regardless of the type of game. Obviously, an MMO that keeps adding content and making you come back to do it is going to generate more hours, but...
I thought the end game was like, in No Man's Sky, like, the quest line, like... I don't know, it's like, once you do that stuff, it's like, why play more? And I felt like all the optional, like, I don't even know what you would call optional, really. You just gather all the shit that you need for the quest. That, like,
I know someone who loves No Man's Sky and still plays a significant amount of it. And he has so many ships and just flies around.
And that's the other thing. They like give you a really good ship, like a couple actually. So why design your own anyway? You don't need it to like beat the game.
Hey, I'm not pro No Man's Sky. I would never give them money after the shit they pulled with their launch. I don't generally give game companies second chances.
You still play Blizzard shit.
So
We're very tolerant with Blizzard.
yes. They have I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know why Blizzard doesn't get the same treatment that I give other games.
Yeah, I know why it is for me. It's because I've been playing their games since I was like fucking 7.
I mean, there's that. Surely that's a part of it. I don't know, man.
I sucker for Nintendo too, and they're even worse.
But you know, it lets I don't know if I can say I don't know. I know Nintendo is very anti-consumer.
Their titles are $60 forever.
I haven't played
They're
a
full
Nintendo
price
game
forever.
since like Super Mario RPG or something like that. That was probably the last Nintendo game I played.
The funny thing is their titles are $60, like, not just into the future, but also in the past. Like, Nintendo game prices haven't changed in a really long fucking time. That just goes to show how much money they were making back then, that they haven't had to raise their price, and they're still making money. And
I'm such a sucker for their bullshit, though.
I will not likely be buying their new console based on what I've seen. They're going in the opposite direction that I want them to go, and my boys love. Aside from Kirby, my boys play on their computers way more than the Switch. Despite they have basically every game they could ever want on the Switch. My oldest, my 9-year-old, rarely touches it now, and the only thing my 7-year-old really plays is Kirby. Some flavor of Kirby. Huge fan of Kirby Star Allies. That was probably the best game we ever bought for that Switch. It's gotta have way more hours than any other game, like kid hours, than any other game we bought. And I think it sparked a passion in his soul for Kirby.
Did you play Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
Oh, come on.
I actually really didn't like Breath of the Wild.
You're a software engineer and you didn't play fucking Tears of the Kingdom? That game's such an achievement in so many ways, man. Oh.
So the problem is I always liked the Zelda games for the storyline and for the and for like the dungeon puzzles and stuff, but I didn't like the puzzles in Breath of the Wild, and I don't know, like nothing in Breath. I absolutely hate the weapon degradation system.
Oh yeah, I hate that shit too.
I bond with my weapons, And to have my favorite weapon break in my hands eliminates any desire I have to play the game. So if they would give me an option for weapons don't break,
We're gonna pull.
I would give them a try. I would try to beat the game.
You will
I'd try to
not
play through it.
defile these visitors.
But yeah. And Tears of the Kingdom, my nephew bought. It's his. We have it. It's here. But it's part. It is, I think, the first time to my immediate recollection
Burn in righteous fire.
that Nintendo didn't finish the story in a game, like in a Zelda game. To get the actual end of the story, you have to buy and play both games. So this Zelda game actually costs like $120, not $60.
Interesting take.
I don't think. Hey, there's Shadow Fiend. That is not a chest upgrade, but that is.
Shadow Fiend, nice.
I'll take the dagger.
You're gonna see it a few times.
But yeah, so that's I any other game, like any other Zelda game, even the pretty closely related ones take place in different worlds in different times. This one is literally just basically picks up where you left off, but gets rid of all your items and says, you just got to start over. But it's the same story. But yeah, like it just. Yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that shit, so obviously I can't agree.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. I understand. Like, I get that people really like the game, and I'm not hating on those people. I'm not. I kind of.
I forgot that I need a healer. Fuck world buffs and the whole concept of them.
Did you lose world buffs?
I lost
you
them like
already
last
got it.
time, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I only had Nomer. I haven't been going to Darnassus because fuck Darnassus.
Nomer is just constantly popping off anyway. So it's really not hard to get it again once you leave here. Let me just double check that the boss wasn't lootable. He's not even here. I wish I could like the game, but just it doesn't connect with me. And I think the weapon breaking is a big part of it.
I really don't like weapon breaking, but in Tears of the Kingdom you can glue stupid shit on the weapons, which helps switching it up. Doesn't help a lot, but it helps a little bit.
Did you reset?
I did now.
Man, the XP per hour in here is so good. Oh, I'm still rested, that's why.
I have a shitload of rest and I still have a bunch of fodder.
Yeah. Once you definitely want to start popping that shit on cooldown once you hit 38 though.
Oh, I've been popping it on cooldown. I can't get through it. I think I have 3 or 4 left. Yeah, 3.
You should wait. Get the most out of it.
Technically. But it's not like a crazy difference. It is
It's a couple of thousand XP or something, you know.
which really isn't much. Like, the difference between popping it at 37 and popping it at 39 isn't going to change, is probably not going to change which run of Scarlet Monastery you ding in. Popping it at 40 or 39 or 37 plus is definitely like a much bigger difference than popping it at 25. So. $16 on my sleeping bag, or on my buff. That one's gonna be bored.
Dick shift.
It's like Mr. Dongsuck.
I'll run with dick shift. And Poon Boy.
Here? Oh, okay. I guess it's good.
Oh, no, I'm the only Paladin. Meaningful buffing.
Did you get your... Yeah, it looks like you got your little thingy that increased your buff duration.
Oh, sleeping bag? You want one?
I mean, yeah, I would stand in one for a minute to refresh my 3-stack. Better than having to sit in it for 3 minutes. Alright, let's see who makes the first dick joke. I think this might be the first communal sleeping bag without... Okay, there it is.
I had to, because you said it. Dick shift, shift, dick. I think desummoning inside, does that work?
I don't think so.
To all the ladies in the place. To all the ladies in the place.
Can we try, I guess? I don't believe it works.
Maybe he just summons him to the portal?
Maybe he's a dick shift.
Yeah, see, it didn't... Or did... Was that not a summoning stone? Was that like an individual summon?
I think it was individual.
He
must be part of the Warlock cartel, not wanting to put down a freestone outside. So, did I tell you that my beaver dreams got crushed?
You said that, but I didn't understand the context.
You can't put levees or floodgates on platforms.
You'll have to show me your idea, what you mean with that.
Need one more out. So I was going to. I had two primary ideas that I wanted to build. Was a channel of formed by levees on top of platforms that went over the beaver town, so the water could travel from one side to the other without getting the beavers wet. So like the water would be overhead, or having a tunnel pass through the bottom of a reservoir by having levees sitting on top of platforms and then levees on
Okay.
each side to form a tunnel. And that
What do you love most about Samantha?
Oh God. She's so many things.
that won't work
I
because you
just
can't
don't
put
love
levees
most
on a
about her.
platform.
Isn't
And
just
then
one thing
I was going to
larger than that?
make a multi so a mega dam, like the highest floodgate is 3. If I wanted to do like 6 or 7, I was going to have the hunter gotta get kicked. Sucks to be him. I was gonna have like floodgates, 3 high floodgates, levees beside them, and then one then right behind those, where at the top of the floodgate, I would have the next set of floodgates start, sitting on top of 3 high platforms, and then
Platforms are like the flimsy fucking like 2x4 wood platforms, right?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
you can build everything else on them, just not levees and not floodgates. I wasn't worried about water getting under the floodgate because it would be blocked by the first floodgate. And levees would be used to make sure there were no leaks between the first and second set of floodgates, and that would allow me to floodgate the entire 6 deep like water reservoir. But
Oh shit, this is gonna get squirrely, man. I don't know.
Prayer of Mending is great when it has something to bounce off of. Like a full 5 bounces heals you so much.
That guy needs to dick shifting quick.
He's a boomkin, right?
Yeah. I don't know what dick shifting in a boomkin is, but I'm interested.
Oh, I think they gave us the good shadow thing too. Prayer mending is so fucking good. Holy shit. Love it.
I don't know, I should almost let the warrior intentionally tank one every repo.
That or the warlock. Where's the warlock? Like, because if the warlock just taps down, I can put a prayer renew on him and just bounce the mending that way. This dude's brain fried.
I think it's funny how we were talking about hunters earlier, and now you're like, oh, well, I'm glad they didn't nerf it enough to make them like quit. And here I am not raiding on my hunter, buying a new game, and just not raiding.
Buying a new game?
Yeah, I'm on Steam, just fucking around. Like, I'll play on my mage and my druid, but like, I don't really care about my hunter anymore. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely going to happen to some people, right? They were only interested in melee hunter because it was so strong.
I mean, I was kind of just a hunter. Now it's nerfed into the
Ranged
ground.
hunter, or like a lot of the physical DPS classes, really could use a buff a little bit. Like it was unnecessary to have such high armor values in Nova. Like, what's the point of doing that? Like, who the
I
fuck
feel
cares?
like ranged hunters are going to be like second to last,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
Oh no, I get it. Like, they just they need an adjustment. I don't think they needed to nerf the warrior stuff they nerfed. Now warriors are really hurting without it. Like they could have nerfed it during phase 1 when they were actually strong, but they nerfed it in phase 2 when they actually do the extra damage. It really doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I don't really think warriors were the problem. It was just the gear they gave them. Like the Hydra. It was a lot better than all the other items.
Wasn't a fan of the effect. The effect wasn't very strong, but it was still a good weapon.
Now it's like I see every warrior with like a bone biter. That seems to be the weapon of choice.
Is that the skull thingy from PvP?
I don't think so. I think it's just like a regular blue dungeons. Yeah, that's a base.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I'm a huge fan of Schwarmageddon. Like,
I love that
close
shit.
Oh my, it's close enough in strength that, like, I don't mind taking the minor DPS loss to keep using Schwarmageddon. And it just gives me a reason to make so many meat-eating jokes that I have no reason to stop using it. And I like the 4% haste buff I get for 30 seconds when I use it, and the extra 7 fire damage on every single attack.
Careful, homeboy's chasing red mana.
There have been a lot of mediocre PC games out recently though, where it's like you get 20 to 30 hours and then you feel like you're done with it forever.
I was gonna say something, and then I decided to not say it. Don't want to hurt no feelings.
Okay.
My feelings are already hurt.
Like both Power World and Enshrouded were a joke. Bad games, can't recommend.
It had to have been a combination of the Pokemon ripoffs and the awful things that you could do in the game.
But Pokemon had like a story. You went to the different gyms.
They don't. Oh, that
You knew where you were going.
no one plays Pokemon for the story.
Well, I mean, you do catch them all, but there's other stuff to do, and you're guided along like some paths.
This is wild.
Power World.
And arguably, like, people are tired of that and having an
Power World was
like,
awesome. I
they
loved it.
Kind of
It was a good
almost
game.
tried to do
Still
this
a good
with
game.
Arceus, but I don't think they were very successful. But like people were looking for multiplayer, like MMO style Pokemon for a long time, and the Pal World was just enough of that to, I think, spark enough interest that it just blew up in a very short time, and then faded almost as quickly. And some people probably, like, as a joke, bought it and played it for the absolutely ridiculous things you can do, like capturing people in balls.
That is fucking great. The only downside is they sucked.
I like when they have procedurally generated maps, and not a lot of games actually do that. It's just some boring static map. Because it's like an open world, but it's not. Because you know where everything is. You can just look it up.
Yeah. I only like procedurally generated if there is enough different iterations, where I'm not going, yeah, I've seen this exact layout 100 times.
Yeah, like I put 700 hours into Valheim, and I'm probably going to put even more when the next patch comes out.
Is the world
God knows when.
procedurally generated? I thought it was...
Yeah, no, it's totally different every time. It's unique.
I do remember enjoying Valheim, but not as like a solo game.
Nintendo 64 survival game.
And
Yeah, it's more fun to
when
play with friends.
when my friends stopped playing, then I stopped playing. I was even like hosting it on my enterprise servers in my closet.
I always just like play everything way more than my friends, so it was unrealistic to expect them to continue, you know?
Yeah. My favorite... What was your favorite part of Valheim, aside from the map generation? Which I agree, did a good job of that.
I mean, also something that benefited them was like, it was early access, they started off with a little bit, and then each patch introduced a lot of new stuff that you wanted to go back and play the whole game for. And like, I don't know, like the planes, it was pretty cool after they added all the, like, I don't know when you stopped playing, but the home and earth patch where they added like tar and all these new structures. And the Mistlands was good.
We stopped playing right before Home and Earth. And I thought when they came out with that, maybe we go back. No, they never talked about it again.
And there's no other building game where I put so much effort into like, you know, like building a castle or something as that.
Yeah.
Like the building system is very good.
Well, it felt like a jankier version of Ark's building.
I could not play Ark.
I put too many hours into Ark. I like dinosaurs.
Fucking A,
Dude. Like, Ark scratched so many itches for me that I put too many hours into it. Granted, like, I played solo and sped up taming and food consumption so that I needed a similar amount of materials. It just took less time to do things. So it was almost like just playing on fast forward. It wasn't like, oh, one berry tames this T-Rex or whatever. Like, I still needed to prepare a ton of supplies for a large capture. But like, I didn't have fucking 3 days to sit around and stare at a loading bar or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of like, very tedious stuff on default settings. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, it was meant for a large scale groups to play.
I guess so, because yeah, that was not what I did.
I think my largest gripe was how dumb the dinosaurs were. Like, the best way to knock out a dino was just to get it stuck on a fucking rock. Or stuck running into the wall, and well, I almost didn't get that off. But also, Shadow Fiend. Let's try it out.
I went back and played Valheim again after they introduced like settings like that for difficulty and like resource gathering. Put it on hard.
I never really got like the highest level of technology that I ever enjoyed messing with was the bolt action, like the single shot rifle. Anything more than that, I'm like, meh, not interested. I returned the game before 2 hours, so that's about how much I really?
got into
Wow.
it. Yeah.
I don't like high levels of technology in the games I play.
Burn in righteous fire.
Yeah, I'm not easily impressed by survival games after having had a few that were really good.
I thoroughly enjoyed the first Subnautica.
Fuck
That
yeah.
was one I could not get in. Like I played it, but like I couldn't like finish it.
was beautiful. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Now that's a good staff. It's not quite.
I think for me, I just dislike underwater stuff. That's the whole game.
So I enjoyed encouraging JP here to finish the game and watching him play through it. That was fun.
Ugh. It was fun though.
I don't know.
I'll do it again.
yeah, I don't know if he has like full like thalassophobia, but he's definitely not good with the deep water either.
Dude. The underwater, what was that? The underwater like river or some shit? That's where it really got hung up.
Man, every time like one of the leviathans would roar in the water, you would fucking panic.
Fucking, you're supposed to.
Even in the shallows, you're like, oh my god.
You're supposed to leave, man.
Oh man. My favorite part of Subnautica was the underwater tree with like the ray type creatures swimming around it.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
That was my favorite spot. I have not been able to. I have not liked Subnautica below zero like as much. I just not able to get through that game. I've tried playing it a couple times, and like the amount of stuff I have to do outside of the water, it's just not what I'm looking for in a game about playing underwater. And also, like, it's not good if you get distracted, if you're distracted easily, because there are no.
All right, last one.
Okay. There are no guardrails to say, hey, you went to the place we wanted you to go to, but you didn't get the thing you were supposed to get, and you're like, we're not gonna give you any kind of like reminder or any way to tell that this is where you need to go back to do a thing. So your only option is to try to play, like, retrace your steps through the entire game and check everything, and I got stuck with that a couple of times and gave up because I couldn't figure out what I missed or where it was. Like the first one I don't think really ever had that problem. I guess we need to find a replacement for old Dick Shift, or unless we're gonna format it.
Aw. Rip Dick Shift? Was it even good?
I have no idea. I'm not looking at those meters. I'm just looking at health bars and talking. Which is, I think, the optimal way to play this game.
Huh.
Like, that's the thing. If I'm healing, yeah, the XP would be awful, but I could just as easily farm Graveyard a million times as I could Library. Just because I don't know. I like filling up those health bars, and health bars gonna move regardless of what instance I run.
You like making green bar, big green bar.
Yeah, I mean they're class colored, so. So I tried to DPS in retail for Mythic Plus, and I ended up going back to say, man, healing's too hard. I'm just gonna DPS. That's gonna be. And
That
so
just sounds fucking stressful.
I end up on my healing on my priest and rapidly surpassing my mage in Mythic Plus. I'm like, well, I guess I'm just a healer. It is what it is.
Yeah, I played retail for like a couple of months and found Mythic Plus to be really stressful with like the timers and shit.
There's so much shit going on, bro. It's so overwhelming.
Like, I was able to do everything that I attempted, but like, it didn't feel good.
Too old for it. I did Shadowlands pretty hard. And there are just some bosses in there that would last like fucking 12 minutes with like 8 phases. Just fuck all that shit.
Nomer, God, Bala or Mangu or whoever was explaining the last several fights.
Yeah, Margu, Tim.
He started explaining Mechatork, or the last, or whatever the last boss is.
Yeah.
And it's like phase 1. Okay, there's gonna be multiple phases. That's just the last boss. Sure, Kelris and Akamai both had 2 phases. Okay, phase 2. Yeah. Phase 3. Oh. Okay. Phase 4. And I'm like, fuck, is this fucking KT all over again? Stop it! No more phases!
What was that guy in Old
It basically
Ulduar?
turned out to be like, you'll love hearing this, but it basically the fight turns out to be like, Cimarron 2.0.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep. You don't have to balance the health of the things, but, you know, he goes from power 1 to power 2 to power 3 to all 3 at the same time.
Cool.
So that's not
next Ramus was like a really hard dungeon, like for most people. Like I was in like a world first guild at the time in vanilla, which is all pretty quick, but like learning that was a pain in the ass. I don't know if Sod's gonna make it that way.
There's been a massive drop off of phase 2.
It's a little rough, yeah.
So like AQ40 is like, it has a lot of mechanics, but it's nothing even close to max. It's still relatively easy as long as you have 40 people.
Yeah, fuck that number. I will not be doing any raids that require more than 10 bodies.
I'll do them, I just won't run them.
Didn't they re-release Nax? Like, didn't they re-release Nax like later on as like a lesser amount of people?
Yeah,
in
and
retail or something.
Wrath is 25 and 10.
Oh.
It was the very first raid in Wrath of the Lich King.
that's where I quit.
The first time,
You
they're
got
like, you know,
mana?
I do need mana. Only 3% of the player base got to play Nax, so we're just gonna take this raid and make it accessible to everyone. And that really pissed off the 3%.
Release the hounds!
That's no surprise. I used to have a mage with a legendary staff. We got like 3 in the guild.
Oh boy, there it is. I can't heal now though because everything's in my way. So hope no one's dying.
Loot. This fucking warrior, man. He's got to have his red mana, dude.
Did you ever watch the video of like hardcore doing Nax for the first time successfully?
No, I couldn't take the petrification blast popping sweaties seriously.
Kind of dramatic, like the main tank dies and they still kill it. It's like the leader of the raid goes down and somehow they still pull it out.
That's cool. I think that's cool. It was a little bit faster. I would only be interested in watching a group raid if there are no petrification flasks in the game.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but I would watch other people knowing that there have been no deaths cheesed.
Hardcore has like all kinds of bogus stuff, like
Yeah.
here's my bag of marbles or shit like that.
And I think that's really cool that they held on to that bag of marbles all the way to 60. Like, I'm fine with that. It's a bag of marbles. It's not a, I'm immune until I get teleported out of the dungeon. Like, that's... That the petrification blast very much sucked the interest I had in the in-game.
There's not many permadeath games I've ever enjoyed, and I don't see WoW being one of them.
I played the fuck out of hardcore Diablo 3 and laughed about every death due to server lag. Like, was literally never upset. Like, just had a blast the entire time. But you know what? When we died, it was so easy to get back to max. We'd have another max level character in like 10 minutes. Like, not like that is definitely one of the differences with WoW is that like the amount of time to level, not cool. I think just getting up there, completing a raid, like that's neat and all. It doesn't have a lot of replayability for me because it just takes so long to get to the max content.
I only played Diablo 3 like in the first couple of years when they had the auction house, which was
Oh,
fun.
those are the that was a time. It was an interesting time.
The dark
I
times.
think it was the dark times for sure. I think the game got so much better later. It was not the same game at all, and it just kept improving. I loved Diablo 3 by the end of it. And like even like halfway through it, like it was just a great game. It let me log in and just kill stuff. Large quantities of things without complicated maps, and
I occasionally got an upgrade that let me kill things even faster. And
I do feel like the itemization was better in that game than it was in D4.
oh fuck
Because,
D4.
like, I feel like I beat the game. Well, I did play it for like 600 hours, but like I do feel like
Oh, yeah.
3 max level characters I just had everything.
I dislike every inch of Diablo 4, which is real sad because I gave them a lot of money.
How so?
Diablo 4 was expensive.
You got like the premium edition or whatever.
It wasn't the top level, but it wasn't the bottom level either. But even then, the bottom level was like $70 fucking.
It's true.
Like, and it's not worth $70. So I will check back in a year or so maybe and see, hey, have they unfucked this game? But I don't like the stats. I don't like anything. I don't like any of it.
I don't think any season of D4 is gonna pull me back in. I think I'm just done with it.
I
I
anticipate that being the case for me. Like D3 stats to me were simple. I didn't really have to think about it. You know, there were only a handful of stats, and then like the good ones were obviously good, and the bad ones were obviously bad. Except for like there were a few special builds that used those weird stats, but that was fine. Like I would know which stats, I would know what those builds were, and you know, I didn't play them, but not because they used a weird stat, but like it was, I don't know, it was just a lot more straightforward. The stats, it feels, D4 feels like D3 started out impossible to get a good piece of gear. Because there are so many stat options, and most of them are trash, that getting all the stats, or even most of the stats you need, with any kind of decent roll, was just a nightmare. So.
I did think it was good that they let you like re-roll one of the stats.
But they were so much more restrictive on that than D4, and impossibly expensive. Like D3, I could easily re-roll a slot 100 times. D4, maybe twice.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can't like do the same thing like 20 times, but you can just get a new piece and do it like 5 to 10 times.
If I go forever, but without seeing a piece, so that was just as prohibitively expensive time-wise as it was like financially for the materials in the game. Like it just, I actually never made it to max level before I gave up on the game. I'm just like, fuck all this. The game felt like it just completely stopped progressing after level 50, somewhere between 50 and 70. The game just halted. And
yeah, it was like between 80 to 100. It was really just a grind for nothing.
Because here's the thing, like ultimately, like by level 70, you were getting the best possible gear in the game. The gear really never got any stronger, and the monsters with every level just kept getting stronger. So as you leveled up, you got weaker and weaker and weaker, and it felt worse and worse. And I'm like, fuck.
The nightmare dungeons didn't give you anything. Like the rewards of that were like, you got nothing more out of it. And it was just like,
absolutely.
That was a big problem with the game.
I mean, they decided, hey, you know, these are going to be the things people use for leveling. But then they kept nerfing the ones that gave the most XP. And it's like, just, you hate your players, don't you? Which is a silly question because yes, Blizzard hates their players. Like, that's the only logical answer to that question.
I actually had a lot of fun with Lost Ark when that came out, like more than D4.
Oh god, it's 5 monks!
Any of the other action
You're definitely getting some, okay. Oof. The Warlock actually saved you by Hellfiring, not gonna lie.
Cool, cool, cool.
It definitely got hairy there for a second.
It's getting hairy again.
Oh, stay away from me, monk. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate.
They can't all be bangers.
Oh, yeah, Shiba after I die, smooth mage. But hey, I hit 29, so there's that.
Nice.
Oh, gracious. Do you want to take a peek at Foundry before you wrap it up for the night?
Oh no, I'm dragging ass, dude.
Okay.
No living being should ever eat processed food for
Man, we're bad. Can't believe we couldn't deal with like 7 monks at once.
What was that?
I can't believe we can't deal with 7 monks at once.
I hit the wrong button. I didn't hit my fade. I hit something else. Caused a momentary lapse in attention, and then JP went splat. Oh my gosh. Renew being cheaper is so, or not renew. Fortitude being so much cheaper now. It's amazing.
What? Oh shit.
I love natural habitat choice. A little bit boss, we're fine.
Yeah, fuck your mana.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack him with my
You will
shadow.
not defile these mysteries.
Oh man.
Burn in righteous fire.
I got a skedaddle.
All right.
Thanks for running, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, guys.